drops, there's a hole, and there's an opportunity for Litzau with that left hook to get back on the winning track. If Valtierra is going to get a win tonight against Jason Litzau, it's going to come with a right hand, and it's going to come because he takes advantage of an opportunity. Litzau gets hit with right hands, and the reason, he keeps that left hand low. I think it's up to Valtierra to close that gap. Don't throw a looping right hand, throw a straight one before the left hand comes up. Bam! Crash that right hand home and get a win against Jason Litzau.
10-round fight. Mark Nelson's the referee.
Gentlemen, you received your instructions in the dressing room. You know exactly what I expect. Give me a good, clean fight and protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves. Good luck to both of you.
Our referee, Mark Nelson.
The Just for Men ring experience between Valtierra and Litzau. Longer career for the Mexican native. He has logged 211 rounds. Litzau only 80, but we showed you all the quick work Litzau has had in his career. Okay. Will it be that way tonight, or will he settle in coming off of the knockout loss? Back to business is Litzau.
Everybody's talked about it. Litzau needs to improve defensively, but he also needs to learn that he can use defense, as we touched on during the last fight, to create offense. They can be friends. They can be allies, defense and offense. And they need to be if you're going to go up that top rung in this boxing ladder. Also, he needs to respect. You know, you hear a lot of talk, and you've been hearing a lot of talk tonight on these kind of different verbal cuts that we've shown our audience from Litzau, talking about he doesn't care about his opponent, he just wants to entertain. Some of that is talk, obviously, to try to rise his stock, to get people interested. But he has to learn in the real world, in that squared ring world, to respect the offense also of his opponent, to understand off of his last fight that he is mortal. And that can be a great lesson and a great strength for him if he learns that he can get hurt, and therefore he needs to protect himself and make himself much more effective. If you know you can be hurt, and you've been hurt, as Litzau has been, you can take measurements to protect against that. Makes you a much, much better fighter.
Yeah, I think there's been a recent trend, Teddy, in boxing where much too much is made of one loss with a fighter, because everybody's, you know, looking to get those padded records and attract the TV executives and, you know, keep your guys safe. But, you know, the old timers said all the time, shouldn't be fighting for anything. You haven't learned anything until you've been in tough.
Well, we've had a lot of fighters that even early in their career, a lot of great fighters that have lost fights by knockout. But they've come back to be world champions, and some of them even great fighters, because of what they learned. And maybe their weakness that they understood early became their strength.
Inside work from Valtierra, places a right hand to the body. Litzau has scored as well here in the final minute. A pretty good pace here in this first round between these two. Right hand misses from Litzau.
Valtierra, not an easy guy to fight. Not a real easy opponent for your first fight back off a knockout loss. He'll move, he's unorthodox, he's awkward, he'll move a little bit like he's doing right now, then he'll stop, and he'll chuck some shots at you like that.
Chucked a little leather, and then Jason landed the short right hand on the inside.
Obey the bell here.
So has the makings of a good-looking main event. Litzau and Valtierra at the end of one.
Time.
The price of the Jetta Wolfsburg edition is surprising and includes a sunroof, heatable seats, and 16-inch alloy wheels. Right now, stop by the VW Spring Fling sales event for great deals. Offer ends April 30th.
Houston, we are on final approach to the easiest place in the universe to book a room. Touchdown. The Bodad has landed. Motel6.com. We'll leave the light on for you.
Now get all your favorites in one box. Introducing the new Variety Big Box from KFC. Popcorn chicken, a crispy strip, a drumstick, mashed potatoes, coleslaw, a biscuit, and a large drink. Fill up on all your favorites at KFC.
Good, competitive, even first round. Aldo Valtierra in the black trunks here in Jason Litzau's backyard. Valtierra nicknamed Tato, duck in Spanish. Of course, ducking a good thing against Litzau with his offense. Free swinging fighter. Here's that wide right hand.
Litzau has that long, lean body. Most long, lean body types do develop into punches. They get good leverage in their punches. You would think you would like to see Litzau establish control of distance with that good wingspan. Use the jab to control that range. Set up his offense at a range, which he's given up by walking in a little bit now. But you would like to see him on the outside using that jab to set up offense and then controlling that range by taking steps back and making a shorter opponent reach in. And then he would get opportunities on the back end, counter opportunities. Opportunities on the front end off the jab, opportunities by controlling range on the back end, again, to catch his opponent reaching in. You can see right there, Litzau carrying this early part of the round, but giving up his height. And when you give up your height, you get into your opponent's punching distance. Can be a problem later on.
Warning from referee Mark Nelson to Valtierra as that traveled a bit south.
It's almost like Litzau doesn't understand his God-given physical assets of height and reach. That he can stop at a certain distance and actually hit his opponent before his opponent can hit him if he stays at that range. And make his opponent have to take chances to find him. Good counter left hook by Litzau, but Valtierra getting in close once again.
Okay, both men landed for a moment there, but Litzau was able to land the left hook. Just misses on that swinging right uppercut.
That's what you would like to see Litzau do more of. Control that range and get counter opportunities. Again, use the jab on the front end to set up offense and control range and get counter opportunities on the back end. Make the shorter Valtierra do that, jump in and expose himself to try to get into offense.
Right hand lands flush from Litzau.
Anything or any time you see Litzau landing at the end of punches, it is good news for Litzau. That means he's using those long arms.
This Friday, former world titleist Mike Anchondo takes on four-time Golden Gloves winner Darling Jimenez. And Wednesday, May 2nd, we showcase a winner of 88 fights, the veteran Yuri Boy Campos. Plus, Brian Kenny will be in Vegas to preview the super fight between the Golden Boy Oscar De La Hoya and the Pretty Boy pound-for-pound #1 Floyd Mayweather. ESPN, your boxing authority. And also on Friday night, Brian Kenny will interview Sugar Shane Mosley. Of course, Sugar Shane playing a key role leading up to the De La Hoya Mayweather fight. Teddy, what was your reaction to Sugar Shane Mosley agreeing to be a sparring partner for Oscar De La Hoya, a fighter of that magnitude being a sparring partner?
That obviously he understands the magnitude.
Keep the fight clean, man. Keep it clean.
And the place in history of this fight. And he has a relationship and a partnership in business with De La Hoya. So he agreed to give his services to help out both a partner, a friend, and again, in a fight that is a monumental fight, maybe going to be the largest grossing pay-per-view fight in boxing. It has a chance to do that.
Valtierra goes to the body early on here in round 3. He's in the black trunks. Litzau in his standard red, white, and blue. The American boy has been the label that he has carried.
What you just saw a moment ago is what, again, I would like to see more of if I was with Litzau. Some counterpunching. That means you're making your opponent come in. And that means if you're the taller man and you're standing at the right distance, you're making your opponent leave himself open. That's a good thing. Again, Litzau needs to understand, or needs to gain an identity in the ring. An identity of what he needs to be every time he steps inside those ropes. He needs to be the taller man, the man in charge. But not necessarily the man going in close all the time.
This is why Litzau is so stylistically pleasing. You're seeing examples of it right here as Valtierra has scored. But time and again, Litzau has snapped back the head of his opponent.
There's good news and bad news for Valtierra early in this fight. The good news is he's had no problems dealing with the height of Litzau, as Litzau lands some good shots. Litzau giving up his height, coming in close to the short of Valtierra. The bad news is even with Litzau giving up his height, he's getting the better of him.
He is indeed, but he still gets hit.
So what that tells you is it could be a tough night for Valtierra, and it has been so far. If he can't win on the inside with the taller, longer Litzau, chances are he has very little chance on the outside with the taller man.
Litzau seems to have no trouble taking Valtierra's punch. Double jab from Jason. Right hand comes in, and now Litzau on the inside fires off 3 punches. Valtierra returns fire, and they go at it right in the center of the ring.
Again, the only time Valtierra really has any effect offensively is when Litzau does him a favor of giving up his height.
Valtierra and Litzau, good looking third rounds.
The NASCAR Busch Series. Hard-charging Clint Boyer runs with heavyweights Dale Jr. and Tony Stewart on the high banks of Talladega. The Aaron's 312 NASCAR Busch Series at Talladega, Saturday, 2:30 Eastern on ABC.
Traffic ahead.
Incredible. You found a golf course near the conference. Awesome Chinese. Now you find me a way around traffic. I love you.
Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit lonely and you're never coming around.
Take Market Street exit.
You're right. We'll just keep it professional, you know?
Go everywhere, find everything. Ball hard for the new Wear 2 GPS at Avis.
Joe Tessitore and Teddy Atlas with you for Wednesday Night Fights presented by Just for Men Hair Color. An ESPN regular, Jason Litzau, just 23 years old, coming off his first loss, a knockout loss to Jose Hernandez, a fight in which he could have just boxed his way to a big win. But that's not how Jason Litzau goes about his business. If you've watched him before, you know he is a highlight film maker. And tonight, he's an angry one at that. Wants to take it out on Aldo Valtierra. Round number 4 scheduled for 10.
Watch your heads. Watch your heads.
We talked about the opportunities in the fight plan for right hands by Valtierra. There have been plenty of opportunities for Litzau, quite honestly, with right hands, with a low left hand of Valtierra. Not only in close, but as Valtierra steps away from the taller man. See, a lot of times Valtierra, I'm sure he's not used to dealing with guys, too many fighters that have a reach as long as Litzau. A lot of times when he steps away, he's out of range. Now he steps in. There. And Litzau allows him to walk right in that front door. But a lot of times Valtierra, I'm sure when he steps out of range, he doesn't have to worry about getting caught. But he has to worry about that with Litzau with a very long right hand.
See some blood on the face of Litzau. That is a cut well below the eye. So it shouldn't be a factor at all. There's a left hook.
And there's a left hook on the outside. That's what we talked about in the fight plan. A long right uppercut attempt by Valtierra leaves openings for left hooks. Again, a good action fight. But do you want that match action if you're a backer of Litzau?
A Jason Litzau fight.
Again, no consistency. No real identity by Litzau. Plenty of effort, plenty of heart, plenty of entertainment. But you see when you look at him, no consistency in his approach. 1 minute he's giving up his height, the next minute he's outside boxing a little bit. Again, Litzau may be carrying his round right now, Joe, but I believe in the wrong dimensions. In close, the only place the smaller Valtierra has a chance.
Separated, landed a right hand, but Valtierra landed a left hand. Litzau chases him back against the ropes and scores well with a right hand. Good finish to round number 4. Jason Litzau. All action Jason Litzau. And speaking of all action fighters, Teddy Atlas, you have some news that you have found out, some breaking news concerning Arturo Gatti.
He's going to come back and fight again on HBO July 14th down in the convention hall in Atlantic City against no other than Alfonso Gomez from the Contenders.
Very interesting matchup. What do you make of it?
Well, I think that at this point in the twilight of Gatti's career, that most fights with competent fighters, and Alfonso, very game, very competent, can be dangerous. And I think right now, Gatti and his people who've done a great job, Pat Lynch has done a great job, the manager, understands that. They're doing the best they can to select opponents, but you have to make sure you come up with a viable opponent that's going to be entertaining, and you try to have an edge. But right now, in the twilight of Gatti's career, there's danger, and there'll be danger in this fight.
So Teddy Atlas reports that Alfonso Gomez will be the summer opponent for Arturo Thunder Gatti. Of course, Alfonso Gomez, a recent participant on the Contender Challenge that we are in the midst of, airing every Tuesday night at 9 o'clock of the UK versus USA. Round number 5, Litzau on the attack. All the talk about defense and smartening up and straightening out his game. It's a Jason Litzau fight when all is said and done.
Again, you can talk all you want, and some of it is just talk and bravado and trying to sell tickets. You can say, I don't care about defense, I just care about entertaining. You must care about those things if you're going to move up into the elite. And in this business, you want to move up to the elite. And the elite, they care about defense and offense, and they learn how to work them together. You know, maybe Litzau's people should have him watch as he gets caught a right hand. And that's what we were talking about in the fight plan. An opportunity for Valtierra to walk right in and land that right hand before Litzau gets his left hand up into position. I was going to say, Joe, maybe instead of fight film, Litzau's people should have him watch some Dirty Harry movies with Clint Eastwood, when he used to say a man must know his limitations. Litzau must understand his strengths, but his weaknesses, if he wants to be, as I said before, one of the elite.
I don't know what's more important to Jason Litzau, being one of the complete, well-rounded elite pros or being the most entertaining pro.
But it doesn't matter if you're entertaining and you start to accumulate L's on your record. That does not mix well with a prosperous career. That does not put dollar signs into your pocket. Not this early in your career. The only fighters that were able to lose and still prosper were late in their career to a certain extent with guys like Tyson and Arturo Gatti. Because there was a morbid curiosity for Tyson, sort of a Jerry Springer sort of effect. And for Gatti, well, he had earned the right to lose because you knew you were going to see him in a blood and guts fight. And you knew that at any moment he could turn it around.
Valtierra really gaining some confidence in this round. Coming to the halfway point, scheduled for 10 in Litzau's hometown of St. Paul.
Last week, Alfonso Gomez helped Team USA take the lead. Now, can Jerson Ravello carry the momentum against the UK's Paul Buchanan? The Contender Challenge, UK versus USA. The 6-part series continues Tuesday.
Action from the last round we talked about in the fight plan. Right hands over that low left hand of Litzau. We'll take a second look at it. And right here, good job by our men in the truck. You can see it very clearly. Low left hand of Litzau. Straight right hand of Valtierra. Scores well.
Joe and Teddy with you on Wednesday night fights. Round 6 scheduled for 10. Always a good fight when Jason Litzau is in action. He is in the red, white, and blue, trying to crank it up in front of the home fans here in the early goings of this 6th round. Comes in with the left hook, misses with the right hand.
Again, the good news for Valtierra, he hasn't had to deal with the long arms and height of Litzau for the most part. Litzau has come forward into his area, willingly giving up his height. Now it's up to Valtierra to find more offense when Litzau is in those close quarters.
Litzau charges in. Right hand finished up that output. Hands very low as he came in that time, but Valtierra didn't throw anything off. Off balance after throwing the right hand that time. Valtierra swarms to the inside, then they tie up.
Again, an awkward, unorthodox Valtierra. He'll move a little bit. He'll almost drift out there like driftwood in the sea, and then suddenly comes up like that on the shore. Punch out. When Valtierra does come forward, again, opportunities for Litzau to catch the shorter man coming in. Watch Valtierra as he does come forward, as they bang heads a little bit right there. He'll leave himself a little bit open. Again, opportunities for countering. Both these fighters have been involved in head clashes as they go to the ground, tangling with each other right there. Don't be surprised to see cuts open up.
Come on, guys, here we go.
Banging heads inside.
Break, don't punch, no.
Again, you look for the consistency in anybody, Joe. Right now you see Litzau, he has in his mind to use his height. He'll get opportunities to counter, to use his jab. And that's good. But then a moment later you see that. Not using his jab and allowing the shorter Valtierra to close the gap. No
He's not in a defensive posture at all. Inconsistent, and Valtierra takes advantage at the end of this 6th.
The NASCAR Busch Series. Hard-charging Clint Boyer runs with heavyweights Dale Jr. and Tony Stewart on the high banks of Talladega. The Aaron's 312 NASCAR Busch Series at Talladega. Saturday, 2:30 Eastern on ABC.
Questi devono arrivare in America domani. Intatti, eh?
Non c'è problema.
DHL gets it there fast. And in one piece.
Perfect.
The rest is up to you. DHL, ground, overnight, international. Customer service is back in shipping.
When you're the taller man, you want to stand on the outside like Litzau was, but when you don't use your jab, those things happen to you. The shorter man closes the gap, and he usually finds you. Valtierra able to find Litzau in that spot.
Aldo Valtierra has faced good competition throughout his career. He's in the midst of a career comeback. 36 years old. And in a good fight here in Litzau's backyard. Litzau up 59-56 on Teddy Atlas's scorecard. Good combination. Right hand to the body, and then a right hand upstairs by Jason Litzau. Left hand to the body from Valtierra, digging in. Litzau not throwing back for a moment, and then referee Mark Nelson separates them.
Here we go. Watch your head.
Looked like a clash of heads on the inside that time after that right hand by Valtierra.
We talked about it a round ago. Both these fighters not unaccustomed to finding each other's heads or finding opponents' heads on the inside. They've both been involved in fights where clashes have taken place. Again,
Litzau numbers there.
Watch your head.
Again, another bang of heads on the inside. Again, Litzau giving up his height going inside. The good news for Litzau is, people,
what is this squat move here?
Loosening his legs up, dropping down, showing off a little bit, and trying to maybe come out of that with a little bit of a look where he can see something as he's coming out of that bend. He has to be careful, though. He probably thinks he can come out of that and get some thrust out of his legs.
Yeah, but couldn't you time it?
And maybe find an opening, but he has to be careful that his opponent, and Valtierra needs to become a little bit more willing offensively. His opponent can time him, as you just touched on, Joe, when he's at that distance, making himself so available and so defensive. When you're bending like that from that distance, other than showing off, there's not too much effect you can get out of it, but your opponent can have an opportunity to see where you are, and before you get up into punching position, time you. Again, on the inside, you can see Litzau gives up that height. That's the one place Valtierra can be effective. The good news for Litzau has been he's handled himself a little bit on the inside. But Valtierra, he has to get it done on the inside.
3 rounds to go.
The NFL Draft. Who will be the first pick? Whose stock will rise? Who will fall? Who will your team take? The draft matters. Go deep. The 2007 NFL Draft live coverage from Radio City begins Saturday at 11 on ESPN.
For the best protection against water damage, one name says it all. Thompson's Water Seal, waterproofer plus wood protector for the highest level of water protection guaranteed. Thompson's Water Seal and Thompson's Water Seal Advanced, the most powerful protection against water damage.
You see things before they happen.
Critics call next a mind-bending adventure. Smart and action-packed.
Now!
The ending will blow you away.
It hasn't happened yet.
Next. Rated PG-13 this Friday.
Is it a tougher than expected night for Jason Litzau, taking on the well-experienced Aldo Valtierra? Litzau has got a bounce in that step, trying to rally support from his hometown here in St. Paul. Big crowd for Wednesday night fights at the Roy Wilkins Auditorium as Jason Litzau trying to bounce back after his first loss of his career. Teddy Atlas's scorecard at the conclusion of round number 7, 69-65 Litzau. Remember, in that 7th round, Litzau had the 2 big right hands that opened up the round and then gave the impression that he was in control. Bit of showboating there. And now here's 3 rounds to go.
Usually when you see a fighter drop down with a right hand to the body, as Litzau did the last round and again early this round, it's not long before you see a setup. The right hand to the body and then the left hook up top. Tony Zale used to use that punch to perfection. Matter of fact, he used it to perfection to knock out Rocky Graziano in one of their 3 great fights.
Two right hands by Litzau, and then as they separated, he sent a left right to the body.
You know, it wouldn't be a bad idea for Litzau to concentrate on that body, Joe, simply because he's the bigger man, junior lightweight, most of his career, fighting Valtierra, who's been a featherweight most of his career. The smaller man's body may not handle the punches from the bigger man.
Litzau snaps his head back with a jab as Valtierra hesitated for a moment.
There's a good body shot.
There he goes again, Teddy.
Again, a big advantage for Litzau, even though he shouldn't give up his height, and he lands that left hook we talked about. Most times when you see somebody go with that right hand to the body, it's not long before you see the left hook up top, and you just saw it a moment ago from Litzau. Litzau has the advantage, Joe. Even though he shouldn't be inside with his height sometimes, he can fight inside. Valtierra only has a chance of winning on the inside. So if Litzau can hold his own on the inside and dominate, where Valtierra has no chance on the outside, all cards stack up in favor of Litzau.
And that's what's happening here in this 8th round. Remember, the last 8th round he fought, he didn't make it out of it. That was the knockout. There's a clash of heads again. Litzau had his hands down and started moving in and out. And because of that, a clash of heads.
And Litzau actually made the referee come over.
It's all right.
Thinking that it's cut. He wants the doctor to take a look.
Let's look back, Teddy. Hands down.
Accidental headbutt.
You can see Valtierra's head coming in, and the taller Litzau with his hands down coming forward also.
Mark Nelson yells over to us. Oh, and Litzau scores a knockdown in the closing moments of this 8th round.
And there is the dimension that we talked about you'd like to see more from Litzau. The opportunity to counterpunch when you use your height.
Exactly what they came to see.
We talked about it early. You would like to see a tall man like Litzau have two opportunities, two windows of opportunity for offense. One using the jab at a distance, setting up his offense, and the other standing outside, forcing the shorter men to reach in where he can get counter opportunities. You're going to get a chance right now to see the latter when we show the highlights. Right here is a look. Litzau standing at the distance a taller man should stand at, and gets an opportunity for a counter left hook. Right there, standing back, making the shorter man reach in. Another look, and a left hook right hand. One more look before we close it up. A reach by Valtierra, and two good counter punches by Litzau. The left hook and the right hand.
Big crowd here in St. Paul on its feet to start off this 9th round. And Jason Litzau headhunting. He wants to get rid of Valtierra. Remember what he said earlier this night. He said, someone's going to get hurt. He's an angry man coming off that first loss. And before Nelson has time to separate them, Litzau fires off two right hands. He's trying to place that right hand upstairs in the first 30 seconds here.
No punch, no punch.
Fundamentals is so important to anybody when they want to get up to a higher stratosphere of competition. Litzau would be well served right now to go with some fundamentals. Use the jab to go after Valtierra, stabilize him with the jab even though you have him hurt, and go downstairs to the body. Litzau doing a good job to the head, but if he goes to the body, he will stop that head movement of Valtierra, and then he will find the head a lot easier.
Valtierra took a shot moments ago, still staying in their game on the inside. But you're right, Teddy. See if he can go downstairs here. It would serve him well.
You know, there's good and bad to coming home. After your first loss, the good is obvious. You have great support. You feel good. The bad is you can also try too hard to land that big punch. Right now, Litzau trying very hard to satisfy all these people and land one big shot. That's what he should be doing. Using the jab to stabilize Valtierra. And then finally. Again, Valtierra should take advantage of that. When Litzau is down low like that, he's not dangerous. And while he's coming up, he can be susceptible. And right there, Valtierra had the thought.
It was there, yeah.
He had the thought. He said, you know what? This time I'm not just going to watch him. I'm going to step in, and I'm going to chuck something at him. There was a little hesitation in the recognition of that by Valtierra. If he didn't hesitate, he may have really gotten a great opportunity a moment ago.
Valtierra has taken a lot in this 9th round, but he's staying in there. Litzau scored the knockdown in the 8th round and came out firing off everything here in round number 9. He will have 1 round to go in front of the home fans.
There's been a Scorcher sighting.
Scorcher is back.
It's a hot one.
Hey, Scorcher.
You can see veteran cutman Danny Milano working the corner of Jason Litzau. There was a clash of heads in the 8th round, and that is what Milano is tending to. Moments after they went to the doctor because of that clash of heads, Jason Litzau scored a counter left hook, right-hand combination, and maybe right now he's scoring a TKO win. See if Valtierra gets off the stool. He will. There was a hesitation for a moment over there as they were looking over, but nonetheless, we will have a 10th and final round. Jason Litzau. He was in this position in his last fight, in complete control. Then he went for it, and Jose Hernandez caught him, and Litzau suffered his first loss. Teddy's scorecard, 89-82, 10-8, 8th round with a knockdown.
Keep your head up.
So you know that famous line in that famous song, I get by with a little help from my friend. Valtierra was able to survive the last round with a little help from his opponent, Litzau, by not going downstairs to the body, by chasing after the head. Valtierra was able to survive a knockout the last couple rounds.
Jason's still going upstairs.
When a fight has been hurt, as Valtierra has, his instinct, his intelligence is to go defensive, to move his head. Even if he doesn't do that normally, he'll do that to survive. That is where, if you are the attacker, and you're the one who has that opponent hurt, you should go downstairs to where it's not moving. The body.
Ali shuffle and then a right hand from Litzau. Now duck and roll, winding up that right hand, half a bolo. Places it to the body.
Right now, you talked about it earlier, how Valtierra has been in with good fighters. He's using that experience to last right now, having fought a former world champion and several former top contenders. He knows how to last.
Litzau just misses with the left hook there. Tries to come in with the jab right hand. Now playing to the crowd.
Again, when Litzau uses that great physical asset of height, suddenly a great opportunity of offense that he doesn't always have, or doesn't always have, becomes available. counterpunching on the outside by forcing the shorter man to take chances. Litzau needs to learn he does not have to take all the chances, especially when he has those kind of physical attributes. Good counter hook there on the outside by Litzau.
It's been just under 3 years since Jason Litzau has fought in front of the home fans. He came back and got a big dose of love and gave them a good showing. Jason Litzau, 8th round knockdown, finishes up strong. And we will come back and hear from the judges on Wednesday Night Fights.
Last week, Alfonso Gomez helped Team USA take the lead. Now, can Jerson Ravello carry the momentum against the UK's Paul Buchanan? The Contender Challenge, UK versus USA. The 6-part series continues Tuesday.
Build every Cub Cadet with the moves to work faster and the strength to work harder, so you can finally win back your weekend.
The NFL Draft. Who will be the first pick? Whose stock will rise? Who will fall? Who will your team take? The draft matters. Go deep. The 2007 NFL Draft live coverage from Radio City begins Saturday at 11 on ESPN.
Auditorium Media is the official publisher of the Verizon Yellow Pages and home to superpages.com, delivering billions of print and online searches every year. So anywhere, anytime, find the answers you need and the things you want from your home or anywhere else. Auditorium Media.
One morning you wake up and there it is, gray hair. And you wonder, will people see me for who I really am? How do you break out of that?
Just for Men stops gray from hiding who you are. Easy, with 5-minute Target Gray technology.
Today's a whole new ballgame. And then you wonder, why did I ever put up with gray hair?
Let the real you come through. Stay in the game with Just for Men.
Come spring and summer, our yard is our family room. We sleep in there, but we definitely live out here.
I really just like the feeling of the grass.
We like a healthy lawn, and it's got to be durable, and our lawn really is both.
A healthy lawn means that we can get out there, feel comfortable in the grass.
We use Scott's Turf Builder Plus 2. It feeds the lawn, and it kills dandelions.
We hate dandelions. We don't like to have them around.
I got some good old-fashioned grass stains on my pants. That's a sign of a good day. We had a lot of fun. I want to do it again tomorrow. That's our Scott's lawn.
ESPN Wednesday Night Fights, presented by the new Just for Men hair color, knocks out the gray better than ever. And in part by Scott's Turf Builder Plus 2, feeds and strengthens grass, kills weeds completely. Just a couple blocks away from Minnesota's state capital. Wednesday Night Fights on the heels of Jason Litzau's impressive outing against Aldo Valtierra. You see the Just for Men punch track fight recap. In the 8th round tonight, Jason Litzau scored a real good-looking knockdown that shows up on Teddy Atlas's scorecard as a 10-8 round and leads us to a final of 99-91. For the official scores, we send it up to the ring to Dan Sartell.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the judges' decision. Judge Denny Nelson scores the fight 98-92. John Mariano, 99-90. Carl Benson, 99-90. The winner by unanimous decision in the blue corner, Jason Litzau.
Jason Litzau, the unanimous decision win. Good bounce back after his last fight when he was KO'd. All right, Teddy, we've seen Jason Litzau throughout his career. still stylistically seems to be the same exact fighter we have always seen. Where is this all headed for him?
Well, he needed to come back and just get a win. Let him know that he could take a punch. Let himself know that he would be okay back in the ring. Now he needs to go to the chalkboard and concentrate on mixing defense with offense so he can become a real serious contender.
Jason Litzau, the 23-year-old, comes back home to St. Paul and gets the 21st win of his career. We invite you to join us 9:30 on Friday for Friday Night Fights. Mike Anchondo, the former world champion, against Darling Jimenez, plus Brian Kenny's interview with Sugar Shane Mosley. The proceeding has been a presentation of ESPN. For Teddy Atlas, I'm Joe Tessitore. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening, including the 1998 heavyweight title fight between Lennox Lewis and Zelko Mavrovich up next.
Burger Bonanza, can I take your order?
Yeah, I'd like a double bacon cheeseburger, large fries, an apple pie, and a milkshake to go.
Introducing Subway Fresh Fit Meals with new better-for-you sides and drinks. Subway, eat fresh.
WBC heavyweight title. It's Lewis versus Zelko Mavrovich at Mohegan Sun Casino in Connecticut.